they don't keep up with these innovations, they will be behind.
In 2024, that was the AI year, right? Everyone was talking about AI, particularly generative AI. Some lawyers saw AI as a threat to their jobs and others as a tool that can enhance their practice.
What I think is that in the future, legal technicians might probably become rudiment because AI can tackle most things much better and cheaper.
AI will push lawyers to be better lawyers. The future of law is about being more human.
It is a global conversation about the future of law in practice.
Would you be able to elaborate a bit more on your volatility prediction?
AI, the legal industry is very behind in terms of innovation.
The after party sounds like where the magic happens.
I'm excited about the after party because we always try to make it fun.
Today I'm talking with the founders of the largest legal innovation conference in Northern Europe, FutureLaw. Valentin, Feklistov and Alex Bitskov explain how FutureLaw is a place where legal tech and business meet on equal ground, where discussions aren't just theoretical but global, practical and forward-thinking. The first FutureLaw conference began in 2023, bringing together leaders from the Nordics, the Baltics and beyond. By 2024, it had become truly international, over 40 nations and speakers from Asia to America. But 2025 is set to be better, because the future of law isn't built in isolation, it's built through collaboration. For legal professionals, this isn't just another event, it's an opportunity to learn from the best minds in legal tech, business and practice, to see how technology is reshaping law firms' access to justice and client services, and to future-proof your career in a profession that's evolving faster than ever. The legal industry is changing. You can watch from the sidelines, or you can step into the room where the future of law is being shaped. FutureLaw Conference is happening in Tallinn, Estonia from the 29th to the 30th of May 2025. Go to the description of this episode to find out more. So why did you guys decide to set up FutureLaw Conference? Was there a particular kind of gap in the industry that you wanted to fill? What was the thought process behind it?
For me, it was about changing the conversation within the legal industry. Legal conferences, even now, they often focus on just lawyers talking to lawyers, just smart people showing how smart they are in front of other smart people or other professionals. But I felt like we needed a space where you have the tech side, the business side, and the legal professionals where they could meet on equal ground. So I felt that was a very important point to do this. And, Future Law isn't just any other legal conference. It is a global conversation about the future of law in practice. It's not a local conference. We get speakers from all over the world. And that's what we wanted to achieve. But without Valentin's inception of this idea, it wouldn't happen. I think I'll let Valentin go deeper into this.
First of all, we've been into legal tech space for over 5 years, since the beginning of Legit. It's our legal tech company that we founded back in 2020. Back then, we wanted to address access to justice question, first of all, because there was a giant gap between those who are seeking legal help and those who can afford legal help in practice. But then in 2022, we collaborated a lot with different organizations and various experts, including ELTA, it's a European Legal Tech Association. We were deeply engrossed in hosting different webinars, meeting people, leveraging technology in law practice. And Alex also hosted several conferences in Web3 technology space, which I visited also and enjoyed a lot. At this time, an idea came to my mind that probably we have to build something great in the legal tech space in our region, because at the time we yet to have a good and international conference in our region, including the Nordics and the Baltics. We, of course, had some legal tech focused conferences and events in Scandinavia especially, but they were more of like a local focus and mostly visited by local people. So therefore, there was a good chance to create something more international This gave us some motivation to go further about this. Everything started to fall to one place. The seed has been planted, and we started to gather different experts to attract them to the event. And in 2023, we hosted our first event. It was more of a regional level, mostly people from the Baltics, Finland, and Poland. But then last year, we had truly international event with over 40 nations represented, with world-class speakers from Asia to America.
I think it's such an important topic. When I first started working in the legal industry, which wasn't actually that long ago, it was probably like just over 10 years ago, tech wasn't really part of it. We had case management systems and some software, but tech wasn't really a topic of conversation. And so it's interesting how over the last even just 10 years, but particularly over the last few years, I guess since the pandemic, how tech has become more about the future of law, and AI has been introduced, and it's such an interesting transition and progression and transformation for the legal industry. So I'd like to know how you have seen the conversation around legal tech change since you even first launched the conference in 2023.
I think back then in 2023, the conversation was very general. It was like automation, contract management, legal ops, and lawyers at that time were still a bit cautious but curious at the same time of just tech integration. And AI wasn't really on the horizon just yet. Many saw tech as useful, but they didn't really like, especially like small firms, they didn't really know how to integrate it, how to use it in daily work. They may be, I mean, more advanced tools, I guess. Of course, everyone uses Word and Excel and stuff like that, but there were conversations about efficiency and how to make processes faster, reduce manual work. That's always a conversation. But then in 2024, that was the AI year, right? Everyone was like, it doesn't matter whether it was legal tech or anything else, everyone was talking about AI, particularly generative AI. And that was where the focus shifted in our conference as well. Almost every panel, even if it wasn't related to AI, or every keynote was somehow mentioned AI in some way. But there were some concerns about ethical risks, accuracy of the information. Actually, a lot of concerns about the accuracy of the information. And there was a clear divide, or at the same time. I can't say half or how many lawyers, but like some lawyers saw AI as a threat to their jobs, and others as a tool, they can enhance their practice, and we should use it. Some were excited about it and thought that it will replace a lawyer altogether. And that's a lawyer, being excited about an AI replacing them. It's really weird. But now I think the conversation is, and it was also last year, it was also changing a bit as well. It was a little bit more about data accuracy. And I think this is where the conversation is going this year. So we're moving beyond the AI hype. AI is still there. We understand that it's a tool now, but now we focus on, data governance, data accuracy, and how humans remain in control of AI-driven legal processes. Generative AI is still there, is great at analysis, but lawyers, they still need to make sure that the data behind it is reliable. We've also had this problem when everyone started using ChatGPT, where, when people don't check the data that the ChatGPT outputs, and then some of the data is either hallucinated by ChatGPT, because that happens. We know this let's go artifact, or this effect, hallucination effect, where it gives you something very confidently that's correct information, and then you're like, no, that's not right. And you tell it that's right. Oh yeah, that's not right. Yes, you're completely right. Let me give you the correct information. It gives you incorrect information again. So reliability is super important. But I think more discussions on AI assisted legal reasoning versus pure automation is what we're expecting this year. Data security, yeah, stuff like this for sure.
What about you, Valentin?
I would definitely say that data accuracy, data protection, and knowledge management will be the key trends and key questions that will be discussed during the conference. I think diverse legal teams are something we've been experiencing for the last 5 or 7 years, and now it will become even more actual, even more popular, within legal departments around the world. Of course, contracting and contract management won't go anywhere. It will stay, but it will be shifted towards the work with generative AI rather than just automation. I'm not saying that contracting will be handled by generative AI. I don't think so. But it will legal process, legal operations within contracting sector will be handled by generative AI to a certain extent. I also foresee technology integration because distinction between legal tech and general technology is likely to blur. Why? Because enterprise technology can actually consolidate quite a lot of tools. And since we've been experiencing many acquisition this and last year within legal tech space, we see that giant corporations such as LexisNexis, Thomson Reuters, Wolters Kluwer's, they are contributing increasingly into legal tech space, and they will be able to provide customized and consolidated solutions to large corporations. And therefore, I see that technology integration will be our future for sure. Of course, an increased spending on legal tech is definitely something we should be aware of. That's why it is very important to have a proper in-house legal counsel who will be able to properly assess the need in the organization. First of all, to tackle rather organizational structure and legal processes within the organization to prepare the organization for the implementation of any tech around there, and only then think about buying something. Therefore, I foresee marketplace volatility within legal technology space, and it will remain volatile. Vendor consolidation and new entrants. It will be challenging for legal departments to select most appropriate solutions, but still, it should be very interesting as well.
Would you be able to elaborate a bit more on your volatility prediction?
Well, I would definitely suggest you to attend our conference and hear out our speakers on the topic, because I wouldn't say that I am the best person to tackle all those questions. Therefore, we gather other experts, not speak ourselves. And there will be a great panel discussion featuring Dorte Carlson, Brian Liu from LegalZoom, Brian Vitang from Hong Kong University. They will be speaking about the legal tech marketplace volatility, and they are very much aware of the legal tech market around there. And the panel discussion will be moderated by Jeremy Small from England. He is the CEO of Jameson Legal Tech.
I like it. You're hooking the audience, like they have to attend the event to find the answer. Very clever.
No. It's just that these experts are much more savvy in the question you asked.
Yeah, no, I understand. How do you come up with the topics for the panels? How do you look into the latest trends in terms of like the future of law, technology in law, in order to be able to, I guess, present the most relevant topics for the time?
Could start with a quick market analysis to see what people are talking about. I mean, this year was a little bit different. Valentin was building the schedule, but the way I normally approach it is I look at also other conferences, what has recently been discussed, and whether I think it could be relevant for this one. It's not always relevant. A lot of the time, it's the same thing over and over again, just in different words. Then I prepare like a very just the bare bones structure, and then I give it to the professional with much more experience than me, and then Valentin does the rest. But this year, Valentin, I should think you actually that was you creating the agenda from the beginning, right?
Yeah, last year we had some help from ELTA organization in terms of building the agenda. This year we had to build it on our own. I would say that building an event is akin to writing a book. It's a clear structure, and it is very essential to have a clear structure because the content must follow logical sequence, ensuring the audience can easily understand and derive the value from it. And that's why it is very important to assemble a good team of experts that will be in line with the agenda you created in order to engage the audience. We also tackle this question with a great focus on education. Educational content takes the highest priority for us. Therefore, team setting is very important for us. It guarantees high quality of the content and topics, maintaining rigorous standards for us. Therefore, creating an impactful event definitely starts with assembling a team.
I think it sounds like, and I can imagine it being the case as well, not that I've ever planned a big event like this. I mean, planning a birthday for me is stressful enough, but like,
It's stressful for me as well, especially if I plan a birthday for my daughter. That's why I never do. My wife does.
it's too stressful, but planning a legal event, no problem.
I do want,
Yeah.
but I just try to engage my wife more because she's better than me at this.
You're good at delegating, basically. It sounds like there's a lot involved, a lot of research, a lot of time, energy, contacting people, networking, promotion, getting teams together. There's a lot involved. In order to, I guess, do all this, you have to really want to do it. So I want to ask, what is the true purpose for you guys behind organizing this event? What really drives you forward to make it happen and make it, the best event that you possibly can?
I think Valentin mentioned a little bit already, but our initial focus, and I think it still remains, is for education. And like even if you just look at our agenda and the people we invite, it doesn't follow maybe a very standard legal event kind of structure where people mostly like either talk about smart things or market each other. Of course, everyone's marketing each other. That's also partially what people speak at events. But we wanted to add more legal tech education into the legal industry to bring more lawyers. And as we know, the legal industry is very behind in terms of innovation compared to some of the other industries. And in terms of adoption of technologies, we wanted to bring more lawyers on board. And that's why we started this. And I think this is still our mission. And Valentin, you can add to this if you have something to add.
Of course, we have to mention always that everything starts and everything started actually with Legit, because Legit gave us a lot of experience in how to tackle different stuff within legal space. Of course, I'm a lawyer myself. I've been practicing law for over 15 years on the top level, but still, Legit gave us a lot of insights into the legal space in terms of how lawyers approach technology. What attitude do they have towards technology? And we quickly understood that we need to educate the market. And we had a great opportunity to do so within our region in Northern Europe. And that was also one of the reasons why we started this event, because we wanted to educate the market, to educate our lawyers, to provide good insights and good opportunities to the next generations of lawyers. Otherwise, we will be behind the Western side of the world in terms of tackling technology in the legal industry.
I think it's a fantastic mission. I really, really do. I think you're right. The lawyers do need to be educated and informed because they will be behind. That's the reality of it. How do you see the role of lawyers changing as technology continues to automate legal processes and innovate?
I think especially with all the progress that we've made in the last few years with AI and loads of tools, tech tools that simplify automation of processes, just simplify a lot of processes. I think you lawyers evolving from process executors to strategic advisors. I feel like this is kind of where it's happening, because you can automate so much now. Like you do your routine tasks, contract reviews, legal research, AI, right? You don't need to waste your time on this anymore. That's all AI assisted. And now you can focus on complex decision making, negotiations, risk assessment. This is something that uh, maybe AI can assist you with, but I think that's what a lawyer is best at. So this kind of very strategic functions. AI can be a legal assistant, but definitely not a replacement. Maybe, I mean, technology is evolving fast. Maybe in 10 years, AI will replace us all. But for now, I don't see it. I feel
We will
like
be
the assistant.
sending our avatars to the court.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So AI will, I think it will be handling, drafting, summarizing, analyzing, this kind of stuff. But the lawyers will oversee, validate, and, apply human judgment, that human touch that any work by AI needs. For example, AI might generate a case argument, but the lawyer will refine this argument based on case law, strategy, and ethics, of course, is very, very, very important. I think specialized knowledge. We kind of discussed this with Valentin. Valentin doesn't fully agree. I feel like specialized knowledge will become more valuable, and general knowledge is becoming commoditized, if you can use that, and lawyers will need more niche expertise. Or like certain niche expertise will be in demand. Of course, a lawyer that covers a general, like a wider scope of things is very useful and in demand. But when you have niche expertise plus AI literacy, boom, yeah, you're flying. Data law, AI ethics, regulatory compliance are all like emerging high value specializations that we see. Yeah, legal education and training will change, future law. But lawyers, they need tech fluency, 100%. That's why we're here. And knowing how AI works, how to verify its output, how to integrate it into the workflows, that's super, super important stuff. For example, law firms, are starting to train associates on AI tools. As it's like we see this as a trend as well. And prompt engineering is another thing that's a very useful thing that people get trained on. Because there's one thing asking AI to do something for you, but then another thing asking it correctly. It's an art in itself. Yeah.
I like what my law professor once said back then in the university, the School of Law that I graduated from, is that there are legal technicians and lawyers. Lawyers are those who are able to create something. They possess a great amount of creativity, flexibility. They are able to think and analyze, think very carefully. Whether legal technicians are rather those who tackle technical side of legal work. And what I think is that in the future, legal technicians might probably become rudiment because AI can tackle most things much better and cheaper. But who knows?
I've had so many conversations about what the future of law looks like, technology, law, and I've had a mixed bag of, probably you're the same, but a lot of people are saying, we shouldn't learn about AI or use AI because that's lazy and that's going to take my job. And I'm thinking that's a really strange way to look at it, but I can understand why you're seeing it that way. And then other people are saying, AI will push lawyers to be better lawyers because they'll realize that, there's something else that can make them more efficient. And so the future of law is about being more human, and they can tap into their more human side and, like you're saying, I guess, niche down and be more specific and technical and give different types of advice that they didn't necessarily need to give before because there wasn't so much technology around. So there's so many different opinions at the moment, and it's just really interesting about how this conversation will progress, especially at the conference as well. Like, I'm very interested to hear what people have to say about the future of law.
I'm looking forward to this year. This year is going to be also challenging for us, a little bit more challenging. Like lots of surprises along the way, but also I'm really excited about, I think, not just about the speakers that are joining us, but the speakers that are coming back every year. This is really, really good indicator that we're doing something right when people want to come back. Or like not just want to come back. It's not someone local, someone traveling from abroad, someone who has to take an airplane for, I don't know, 10 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a big positive indicator that we need to keep going and, and expanding this. But yeah, looking forward to this year for sure. It's 29th to 30th of May in Tallinn, Estonia. It's an international airport, so you can probably fly from anywhere. Probably, if you want to take a little detour, go to Finland, have a look at Helsinki, take a ferry across. It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Ferry, that's also a journey. Or go to Riga, visit Latvia for a bit, take a bus, which is I don't know, maybe 4 hours or 5 hours. And the buses are comfortable, you got the screens, a free coffee, and reclining chairs. Lux
Yeah,
Express buses
I've
are
been
cool.
on that bus. I've done that journey. It's such a good bus.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then stay sometime in Tallinn. May is a good time. Hopefully, it won't rain too much. Hopefully, May will be okay. It will be sunny. But yes, we are in the cruise terminal. So we are renting the cruise terminal of the port of Tallinn. And the cruise terminal is this new building that is actually built also for events. It's not just a terminal. It's difficult to convey how beautiful it is. But especially when you have the massive cruise ships docked, you have these massive windows in our venue that look out into the sea, and you have this massive cruise ship outside. That's insane. It is
Wow.
beautiful. But it's over 2 days, 29th and 30th. And also one thing not to forget is that you want to stay for the second day because we'll have an awesome after party. Apart from a very awesome DJ, we also have a performance there and drinks, and people can network with in a very, very informal atmosphere. After party is very important. I think people don't expect like a cool after party at a legal event. I think
Yeah.
people just expect some kind of cocktail evening or something. Well, we actually even last year we had this dance group that we invited, and they were so cool. They asked us, "Are you sure we can do this dance?" Because it was kind of like how do you say it, edgy, and I'm like, "Just do it. It's cool." And it was on the spectrum of everything, like from edgy to soft to beautiful to like hip hop, everything. Sorry,
Wow.
I love the creative side of events. That's why I'm excited about the after party because we always try to make it fun. Yeah,
Alex is our host. That's why he likes it a lot. He's
Nice.
responsible for production and for running the event itself.
yeah.
Nice.
But first and foremost, I'm trying to make an event that I will like myself, even if I'm not interested in the topic. Will I
Mm.
enjoy the event? And that's what I'm trying to do. What else, Valentin? What did I miss? Oh, where do you get the tickets? FutureLaw.ee.
Okay.
That's where you get your tickets. They're very, very simple. There's a whole bunch of different tickets that you can buy if you buy more than one. I think we have a package deal and etc. etc. Also, don't wait too long because the prices do go up. If you're listening now, I guess you just missed the early bird offer.
Well, thank you for that. You've really, really made it sound like really exciting. It sounds like an amazing venue, and the after party sounds like where the magic happens.
Absolutely.
And the city is amazing as well. Tallinn is very beautiful. We
Mm.
have the best old town in the whole Europe. It's not my opinion, but it's my opinion as well. But it's been rated so many years as the best old town in Europe. So I definitely suggest visiting Tallinn. It's worth of a visit.
I can confirm that I have been to Tallinn before, and it's a really nice place, and the old town is really, really nice.
And for those who don't know, we still the tech
Yeah.
one of the top places in the world for startups per capita, but also unicorns per capita. Well, sadly, one of our oldest startups, Skype, is now shutting down. I mean, it's not ours anymore. It's Microsoft's. Microsoft is shutting it down. But I'm sure if you dig it in a little bit into what unicorns and startups Estonia has put out, you'll be surprised. You may be using them already.
Yeah, I did hear this actually. Why is that? Why is it such a place for tech and startups?
It's a little bit of a long story. I'll try to keep it very, very short. So after the collapse of the Soviet Union and all the old industries, coal mining and et cetera, they shut down. slowly but surely, the Estonia had a choice whether we start from scratch and we focus on thinking forward, thinking into the future, or we maybe try and recover these industries. So they focused on education, they focused on young people, they focused on IT, and they did this push. I forgot what the program was called, but there was a whole program where they pushed IT education and entrepreneurship into schools. And that basically gave birth to a whole new generation of startups. And then you have Bolt, you have Pipedrive, Playtech, Skype. Oh, I don't remember. There were many that just was popping out every year. At some point, I think 2000 was it 17, 16, 17, 18. That was the golden age of Estonian startups. It was crazy. The ecosystem, the support ecosystem for startups is really good. We have e-residency. We have our whole government is electronic. Can you get married online? Can you get divorced? I think one of those you can do. You couldn't do one of those before.
Actually,
Wow.
Estonia is the most digital country in the world, and by just a few years, we've planned to achieve 100% digital government services digitalized. It's amazing. Already now, actually, almost everything can be done online. You can
Wow.
set up a company online, you can run company online, you can notarize deals online, you can do a lot of stuff online, including tax filings, real estate transactions, many other things as well. But the other side of the story is that it actually helps to build something else for other countries, for external markets. That's why we do a lot of exports of our services.
Wow. So the ideal place to have a legal tech event.
Yeah, absolutely.